now it's time for me to scoot on down to the other end of the couch, and you can take my place on the hot cushion, Katie.
Is
so
this
today,
the come hither, come sit on this side of the couch, Katie?
Don't ask why the cushion's warm, but it's warm. So today I'm going to discuss your fantasy football footprint and follow that up with some questions. So please keep in mind, I'm going to be very direct, to the point, and brutally honest. And the questions are not necessarily going to be easy. Is that okay?
You have my consent.
Perfect. Before we get into the meat of this potato, I'd like to ask just a few things about you. So if you had to choose a Devy player that is coming up from the freshman ranks right now, who is the one that you would choose for us as a highlight player?
Freshman, I would say Tank Bigsby out of Auburn. I like his size. He's in the SEC. I do have the SEC bias, and he just seems to me like he's going to be dynamic. It would have been Marshawn Lloyd, but he just got hurt and is out for the season. I really like Marshawn Lloyd a lot, and now that he has been hurt, you can probably get him a lot cheaper. But I'll go with Bigsby.
Bigsby was going to be a part of our exercise later, but I don't think he has a Twitter. You'll find out why.
But he makes my heart pitter patter.
All right, Katie, my second question in this intro series, whereabouts do you live in this world?
I live about an hour east of you, Kyle. I am just north of Dallas, Texas.
Fantastic. And yep, I'm over there closer to
Fort Worth. And a far, long way away from Jeremy.
Jeremy, we're a few more minutes away.
I keep moving further east and further north a little bit away.
Further
norther. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you have been playing Devy fantasy football a long time. What is one of your claim to fame players that you picked before everybody else? We mentioned a few of these before the show that turned out to be an NFL all-star caliber type player.
Kenny Golladay. He also went to a small school. I think it was Eastern Illinois or someplace in Illinois. And I got him really, really late in a couple of drafts. I just liked his size and his work ethic and everything about him.
It was Northern Illinois.
Northern. Okay. I knew the Illinois part.
NIU's actually produced some pretty good football programs here in the last decade, respectable team. So I haven't been playing Devy as long. One of my favorite ones was CeeDee Lamb. So I got to watch him as he played behind several other receivers at Oklahoma. He wasn't the surefire number one for several years with Marquise Brown. So it was kind of fun to see him pan out to be what he is.
Again, happens to be a cowboy.
Do you, from the UTH podcast, do you remember who was my first ever Devy player that I ever took?
I'm trying to remember if I can't think of it offhand.
I'm a girly girl.
When did you start? Oh, girly.
Yeah. Because I watched it again. SEC bias. I watch a lot of the Arkansas Razorback games, but my buddy that lives just down the street, my poker buddy and fishing buddy, he loves the Georgia Bulldogs, so he watches the Razorbacks with me, and I watch the Bulldogs with him. And I fell in love with Todd Gurley from early on. I was a girly girl early.
Girly girl. My heart being a St. Louis Ram before they took that heart and threw it on the ground and stepped on it.
Yep. All right, question number 4. I'm a beer guy, but I dabble in whiskey from time to time. What is your favorite fermentable used in the sour mash?
I am the diva of Devy, and I've also been called the queen of Devy, and the queen needs a crown. I really love Crown Royal, and that's on my Twitter graphics. By the way, Dynasty Evan did my graphics for me. My little awesome. Yeah, it looks great. It's got a Razorback on one side, a Crown Royal bottle on the other, and then bandana because he didn't want to make it look too girly.
If you wanted to make it a little more girly, you could put a picture of Todd in there as well.
So Crown Royal's the drink. I tend to like the scotches. Of the whiskeys, I'm kind of a purist, so I like the pure barley.
If I'm going for scotch, it's Macallan.
I've got a few bottles of that. It's good stuff.
You gonna bring some?
I will definitely bring some goodies.
I've got some whiskey in my cabinet, different varieties, and I've got I've got a well-stocked liquor cabinet.
Well, we're going to enjoy that, and we're going to put a dent in it, so that'll be fun. But
Yes.
The final introduction question is, what is your least favorite thing about fantasy cricket?
I would say it's the wickets, because you got the ball bounces, and then you got to slam it, and then you got to get it through that stupid little wicket, and points per wicket. It's just too out there, like it's not reliable, and there's not enough good players, studs. I try to fade the center fielder, but
Right.
The longshoreman is always a good bet, but
I hate that you can only start 2 wicket keepers. That pisses me off.
I mean, if you're in Boston, that's wicked good, but
this is awesome. Just zero hesitation in the question. Incredible. I'm gonna award you the first half point in the introductory question.
Oh, she gets a half point before we start. All right.
Literally, she was not thrown off at all, and it was incredible. I will say that my least favorite part about fantasy cricket is wearing the white hockey pads, but not being able to lay down and stack them and stop the ball.
Right.
That's the best part of being a goalie in hockey is stacking the pads. You can't do that in cricket.
Stacking the pads is fun, man, but the old flash of the glove is still the best thing in the world.
We had a flopper goalie when I was coaching Pee Wee hockey, and he always let it go through the 5-hole.
Stack those pads.
I don't like 5-hole goals.
Flopper like Patrick Roy from Montreal back in the 80s.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Yep.
All right, so now it's time for my hard-hitting analysis and drama-laden questions. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Katie, your contributions to increasing my skill and awareness of Devi has been much appreciated. Recently dubbed the Diva of Devi, it is fitting for someone with so much skill in that area. Many people are unaware Devi is an acronym for Demonstrative Efforts Valuing Youth and was coined by Bill Gates in the late 1970s. There were attempts by the U.S. government to have mandatory Devi drafts of 18-year-olds, resulting in many young adults moving to Canada to dodge those drafts. There is no current cure for COVID in 2020 or the Black Death in 1453. Speaking of, what was the world's principal Christian city affected heavily by the Black Death that fell in the year 1453?
Rome.
It was Constantinople.
That was. Istanbul.
That's nobody's business but the Turks.
Yep, that's right. There's a good song. That's a good song.
That's the first hot cushion question I got right.
All right. Well, it was a good try, and Rome was a big city at the time. So, question number 2.
It wasn't built in a day, though.
It wasn't. It took a lot longer, like 2 days.
When in Constantinople.
So when in Constantinople, do what the...
Sorry. You enjoy gardening, which is a pastime that often bears fruit. My wife, Megan, is a gardener, and I am an eater and builder, so we pair up well. Inu Kamosi also enjoys the garden, as told in his hit song, Here Comes the Hot Pepper. Our chickens lay eggs, but if they get in the garden, they won't lay off the eggplant. Some plants get so tall, I say, oh crap, that's a huge sunflower. I say tomato, and you say tomato, so we have that in common. Often during my hot cushion questions, I plant a seed into our guest's mind to see if it flowers into a funny moment. I doubt I could make a pun with the vegetable kohlrabi, so what is the vegetable chewed up and spit out to ferment and make the beverage chicha?
Well, you want me to say okra, I know, because that was your oh crap moment. I'm going to say hops.
It is corn. So, yes, in Africa and I believe some countries there in South America, they chew up the corn, spit it into a big old container, ends up fermenting naturally from the juices in their mouth, and it is gross. So, question?
Yeah, that would be great for COVID-19 right now.
Right? Just give everybody a spit shower. It's pretty good.
Right?
You already have a half a point, so you're killing it. You're doing better than most people. Question number 3. The Dallas Cowboys are a franchise that is well known for having an owner that is a media presence. Well-known players such as number 17, Don Meredith, bring long-standing history. Coach Belichick for the New England Patriots is known for his terse nature with the same media. Unfortunately, the number 17 was donned not by Meredith, but rather by draft flops such as Aaron Dobson, who played with New England in 2017. Throughout the years, there has been talk of 2 of these people combining forces. I know I have heard it at least 17 times. CeeDee Lamb was taken in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft after a fortuitous slide back back into the draft to spot 17. At spot 17 in the 2011 NFL Draft, who was the falling star taken by the New England Patriots?
I'm sorry, I missed. You said at where again?
I said at spot 17 in the 2011 NFL Draft, who was the falling star taken by the New England Patriots?
Rob Gronkowski.
Would be Nate Solder, left tackle. Nate Solder.
Good guy.
Yeah, and good second contract that he got over there, well deserved.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I was almost going to say Ben Coates, but I didn't think that was right either. But
I'm trying to mix all of the things that you enjoy into throwing you off a little bit in these hot cushion questions, and that brings us to question number 4. Katie, you enjoy cooking, and I will soon get to enjoy that due to a bet in our Katie Tim UTH Fantasy Eliminator. I plan to eat a lot of starches because I'm addicted to spuds. You can flip spuds on the grill if you purchase a spatula from Spatula City, where they sell spatulas, and that's all. Whatever you make, I will open up my mouth and eat it. My daughter eats like she has a hole in her neck because girls just want to have lunch. If you make Mexican food, I just gotta have a tostada, carne asada. That's right, I want the whole enchilada. If I take the food to go, I will take some, save it for later. I will wrap it with aluminum foil. Once I am done with that food, I will just eat Spam in the back of my car, ham and pork. In 1996, Weird Al Yankovic released the album Bad Hair Day, including a song titled Amish Paradise. What is the food mentioned in that song?
I've got it going in my head, and I love Weird Al. In fact, I'd like to write song parodies. Baloney. I know that's not right.
It's butter. Hitching up the buggy, churning lots of butter, raised a bar on Monday, soon I'll raise another. Think you're really righteous? Think you're pure at heart? Well, I know I'm a million times as humble as thou art. All right. Well, if you didn't catch that, every one of those lyrics or every one of those lines in that entire question was a lyric from a Weird Al song about food. Well, Katie, thank you for your time. I appreciate your candid and truthful answers and my insightful and hard-hitting analysis. You do have a half a point on the hot cushion.